Hello, what's up? My name is Robert Russell, and this is the official launch video of QuantumThrive Hub on YouTube, which is pretty exciting. Um, Almost a little bit surreal that I'm doing this event, like finally. So very excited to engage online and to introduce you guys to something I've been pouring my heart and soul into over the past 2 years developing, which is QuantumThrive Hub. So let me start building some context for you. If you're the type of person that's lacking direction in your life, maybe you're looking for something to align you with your purpose and bring fulfillment to what you do on a daily basis. If you're stuck and you're trying to figure out where best to apply yourself in your life, what career to chase, what to do, what road to follow, and how to go about figuring out and answering the question, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? Then this channel is for you. So Quantum Thriver and me, who am I? Who is this guy on your screen that you're listening to and deciding to tune into? So my name is Robert Russell. I was born and raised in Windhoek, Namibia, and did my schooling and grew up basically in South Africa, spent a bit of time in Australia before eventually coming back to South Africa, where I currently still am. So at the time of this video, I'm sitting in Johannesburg and yeah, very, very, very excited at the age of 36 to be launching this. So to start building context for you, let me tell you my story. And to do that, I need to go back to when I was 5 years old. At this age, some weird things started happening in the form of I had this almost innate sense of purpose, like just this knowing, this intrinsic knowing that I was here to do something, something specific with my life, but not being able to put my finger on it or label it or term it or explain it, right? So that sensation of like, I know I'm here to do something stuck with me. And then at the age of 13, I had a near death experience. So I ended up impaling myself and hanging off of a three-pronged spike fence upside down after trying to sneak back into my house, after sneaking out of my house with my best mate to go play next door with our neighbor, and ended up upside down with spikes lodged in my leg and having to impale my hands to get off this fence and ripping a huge gash under my left buttocks on the way down and almost bleeding out and having to be rushed off to hospital and getting operated on, surgery, the whole lot, like Panic at the Disco. And that basically rendered me immobile for the most part for the better part of a year. I was on crutches and recovering and dealing with 200 internal and external stitches. And yeah, basically at a very young age, because of almost dying, I was kind of facing some very deep systemic questions around who I was, what my purpose was, what was the meaning of life, some heavy hitting questions. So that kind of made me a little bit different to everybody else growing up. And there was a bit of a divide with my peers during school because it forced me to mature in certain ways a little earlier than usual. So I always felt a little bit different and found it hard to resonate with people throughout school, um, which brought its own set of unique little trauma packages throughout high school. Um, and yeah, so basically went off into the world at the ripe age of 18 and started working for my parents' business and approached my life purely with logic in terms of trying to understand what I should do because I didn't go off and study and have gap years and stuff like that, like all my high school peers. And I seem to have been in a unique position, or at least unique to my understanding at the time, where I couldn't understand how everybody knew what they wanted to do after school, what university they were going to, what they were going to study, what career path they were going to follow. For me, given the limited data sets that I was exposed to during my school career, it was impossible for me to say with absolute certainty that this is something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So, not knowing, I experimented. And through that experimentation, I applied logic and just studied and upskilled in things that I was interested in at the time. And those things included fitness and technology. I eventually became a personal trainer, went overseas for a bit to Australia, came back, started my own business, got into the printing and consumable space, into web design, into jewelry, into online business with 7 other partners. I've gotten into the long distance taxi industry. I've done online e-commerce. I've done even marijuana. Um, so really dabbled in a few things throughout my mid to late 20s before eventually landing back in the tech space and working for a managed IT services provider, and spent the past 8 years perfecting my craft at IT solution architecture and selling that into the enterprise market. Throughout that time, I spent a lot of work in my late to early 30s, just figuring myself out, right? So going down my own path of healing, and trying to come to terms with emotional wounds and belief systems that were embedded at me at a very young age. So, if you don't know, out of interest, between the ages of 1 and 7, your brain is operating in theta mode, right? So you are basically in a state of hypnosis and just absorbing all the information that you need to understand and survive life, right? And you're getting to terms with what you need to survive and who you are. And certain types of trauma can cause you to disconnect from your authentic self in order to maintain your survival connection in life, and that can do some interesting things, and that can lead to some interesting places. So having, you know, obviously incurred my own set of trauma, uh, and witnessing and observing how that was playing out in my life, and how obvious the recurring patterns were becoming, especially in my late 20s, early 30s, went down a 5-year path of self-discovery and healing. And that was an interesting time. It forced me to explore a couple of different modalities and try a vast array of different things as I started to peel away the layers of the onions and figure myself out and come to terms with things that I hadn't integrated, emotions that I hadn't integrated from my past. So anyway, that led me down a path, and I met a very, very, very amazing individual who is now one of my best friends. And I gave him a challenge. I posed this lifelong question, this 20+ year question around, dude, I know I should be doing something with my life. I know that there's a specific lane I should be focusing on, but I just don't know what that is. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what field it's in. I don't know what experience I should be looking to ascertain. I don't know what I should be studying. I just don't know. Big question mark. So he helped me figure that out. And that was probably one of the biggest gifts any other human being could have ever given me, was helping me figure myself out. And when that golden nugget landed for me and I got the key to my own Pandora's box and got the answers I was looking for, it hit me like a lightning bolt. And that's how I landed up designing QuantumThrive Hub, which is in essence a coaching practice, right? I do one-on-one coaching with people and I help them with the same gripes and uncertainties that I faced in my life. So the heavy hitting stuff. What is my purpose? Where am I supposed to be applying myself? How do I find clarity and fulfillment in what I'm meant to be doing with my life? So I developed Quantum Thrive Hub and a unique, very niche system that helps people figure this out. And or a couple of the things that I use to do that is I synthesize 3 different data sets, and those are numerology, so life path number, astrology, which we all play with on a daily basis, and Myers-Briggs, personality mapping. And then some of the other practices and methodologies that I use in my coaching practice involve NLP and some psychological frameworks where I help people reframe belief systems and shift uh, old patterns of thinking and behaviors to better align themselves to the outcomes that they're looking to achieve. And I use these three data sets to create a very hyper personalized, let's call it cosmic blueprint to who they are in their life. And out of that, I developed QuantumThrive Hub, and that's the idea, is to go out into the world and help people get the best out of people and help people find their sense of purpose in life. I specifically focus in careers. I do life coaching as well, but the real niche is in the career. The system is beautifully applied to people on their career paths, whether you are looking to transition into a new career in a new industry, maybe work for a new company, whether you're looking to work your way up the ladder in your existing organization, but you don't know how. You're looking for a bit of a roadmap. You're looking for structure, and sort of clarity around how to do that, how to best do that. Or perhaps you are going down the wrong road and know that you have been for a long time and want to pull the trigger and do your own thing, start your own business. I can help, and I do help people with that, with those exact challenges. And the system that I developed is unique in its kind, and I'm very, very, very excited to show it to you, to start adding value, to start explaining it further on this channel and other channels. So yeah, just very keen to engage with the online community and to see just how many of you are struggling with these questions and are looking for guidance and looking for clarity and looking for help. And that's the reason why I'm here. And my whole life led me to this moment to start this business in the unique way that I'm doing it. So yeah, very excited. And I hope that that provides you with a little bit of understanding as to who I am, where I come from, what I'm doing here, what QuantumThrive is, what QuantumThrive Hub is. And yeah, in the next videos to follow, I'll start unpacking that a little bit more and hopefully give some value. And yeah, again, just so excited to be here. So yeah, until next time, signing out. Look forward to chatting again. Cheers.